Hi everybody, now that you have created your watercolor chart as well as your watercolor landscape, you are ready to go into a larger watercolor project. I want you to find your square piece of paper in your kit, or if you're in class, I will give you a new 11 by 11 inch piece of paper. In your kit, these are 12 by 12 inches, and you will need to cut off an inch from each side by measuring over 11 inches and 11 inches. Make sure you start with an 11 inch by 11 inch piece of paper. After you've done that, I want you to divide up your four sides of your square by making a mark at the 5.5 inch mark on every side of your paper. So you are going to make a mark halfway in on every side of your paper at the 5.5 inch mark. When you're finished with that, you are going to make two marks on either side of the 5.5 inch mark that are 3 inches out from that 5 inch mark. So come 3 inches out on each side of the mark. I want you to do that on every side. So I find my mark that's halfway in at 5.5 inches. I come 3 inches out and make a mark, and I come 3 inches out and I make a mark. Again, I find my 5.5 inch mark. I come 3 inches out and make a mark. I come 3 inches out and make a mark. I turn it. I find my 5.5 inch point. I come 3 inches out and make a mark, and 3 inches out to make a mark. Then you connect all of those marks, okay? So you connect the marks top to bottom, side to side, and then you connect this corner down to this corner, or it's not really a corner, but mark down to this mark over to this mark over to this mark. At the end, you should be able to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 spaces. Let me just make sure that's again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. So I've got all of my spaces. I'm just going to let you look at this for just a minute. You make a mark at 5.5 inches, halfway in on all sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you come out from the center mark 3 inches in each direction. And once you make 3 marks on each side, you have the marks ready to go to divide your mandala. This is going to create a radial design and a pattern where all of these pieces fit together around the center of the design. It helps you learn design theory, and it makes a simple design look really complicated, which is kind of a cool technique. You are then going to take a piece of computer paper. Mine's kind of already cut up, but you should just have sketched, really lightweight computer paper in your kit, and you are going to trace the width of a section with that paper, okay? And you are going to then cut that out so that it fits right into one of those 12 sections that you made. This is what you're going to put your pattern on, and then you're going to trace this pattern 12 times to make a design. So for instance, this pattern right here, traced 12 times, creates this design. Okay? You could have a simple pattern like this or like this. You don't want to go more than 5 or 6 lines. You want to keep your pattern very, very simple. Once I get my pattern created, I am going to make sure these lines are dark enough because I'm going to trace this underneath. I'm going to slide it underneath this, and I am going to trace this on to my mandala. Can I see it? I can. If you want to use the light table or the window in our classroom, you are absolutely free to do so. Okay, I'm gonna flip this over, and I am gonna trace it on the back side as well so that I can see through. I wanna see the design on both sides of my pie piece. See it on one side, see it on the other. It's kind of sloppy because I'm just doing a demo here, but now I traced it under here and I'm gonna flip it over to this side. So you see it here, you're gonna flip it, slide it under so you can see. Sorry, my eyesight's not so good from where I'm sitting. I'm gonna trace that design again. Whoop. 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 Now it starts to connect. So it's somewhat snowflake-like. So I started here and slid it under, and then I flipped it and slid it under, and now I'm gonna flip it again, and I am going to keep flipping and flipping and flipping and flipping. If it doesn't fit perfectly, fudge the lines just a little bit to get it to fit. So I'm gonna flip it back in there. And I am going to continue this around my entire mandala until all 12 sections have been traced in. So trust me, you do not want to make your design too detailed. It's going to look detailed just because you have 12 of these. Tracing it under here, tracing it under here, tracing it under here, tracing it under here, flipping, tracing, flipping, tracing, flipping, tracing, until it connects. A lot of this is stopping, slowing down, and figuring it out how it all fits together. Okay, if I'm in class, I can answer any questions. If you need to Zoom with me, if you're an at-home learner, please, please, please let me know. Hope you guys are having a good time doing this. It takes a little bit of thought. All right, thanks.